Marta from travelfortaste.com, where I share simple recipes from all around the world. And today I will show you how to make a hot, creamy cheese sandwich, which French call Croque Monsieur. In France, cafes and bars serve it as a quick snack, but in my home we like to have it as an easy and comforting dinner. Traditionally it is made with ham, but I will also propose you a vegetarian alternative. Okay, so let me show you how I make it. You can use any type of bread. I chose good quality whole wheat toast bread. For the classical version, you will also need your favorite ham. My vegetarian option is made with mushrooms. I often use those common champignons, but it is really tasty with the oyster mushrooms. I propose to use some fresh oregano and spring onions, but really you can use any herbs you like. The base of this French hot sandwich is the creamy bechamel sauce, and here is how you can easily make it. First, in a saucepan, melt 30 grams of butter, which is 2 tablespoons. Once the butter is melted, add 30 grams of all-purpose flour, so 3 tablespoons. Stir it over medium heat to create a smooth paste. And now add a pinch of salt and a pinch of nutmeg and mix it again. Keep stirring and add 300 ml of cold milk in 3 goes. Now you want to bring it to the boil, but it is very important that you keep stirring to prevent the bechamel sauce from sticking to the bottom of your saucepan so that it doesn't burn. When first bubbles appear, turn the heat off and add 1 cup of grated cheese and mix it a bit. Usually the cheese makes it salty enough, but it's now that you could add some extra salt if you find it necessary. Okay, the cheesy bechamel is ready. And if you are anything like me, there is a chance you are preparing it a bit in advance so that there are less things to do before the dinner time. In that case, you can cover the bechamel sauce with a piece of cellophane foil in the way that it sticks to the surface, and then store it in the fridge even for the whole night. This will prevent formation of the skin. Okay, let's first assemble our classical ham croque monsieur. But first preheat the oven to 180 degrees Celsius. We start by brushing one side of the toast bread with olive oil. This will help to make our sandwich crispier. And then put the oily side down on a sheet of baking paper. On the top side we will only brush the edges. Now it's time to put a portion of cheesy bechamel sauce. Next, some ham, and we top it with the other piece of bread, which we also smear with a bit of bechamel sauce. Again, we brush the edges with olive oil, and we top it with an extra portion of bechamel sauce. And that's it, this sandwich is ready to go to the oven. But first, let me show you how I make the vegetarian version. Actually, both me and my husband, we both prefer it with mushrooms. Only our toddler insists that the classical version is better. If you choose to use oyster mushrooms, here's how I put them into pieces. This way they keep their nice texture. But if you decide to give it a try and make a mushroom sandwich for your toddler, I would advise you to use champignons. Additionally, I like to grate them so they are smoother in the mouth of my little one. This way he only needs to deal with the new taste and not additionally with the new texture. For 3 big or 4 normal size sandwiches, you will need around 300 grams of mushrooms. I start by melting some clarified butter and I sear 1 little onion. Then I add my mushrooms, starting with the thicker ones. When they get a bit softer, I add the rest of mushrooms and sear them until soft. At the end, I add oregano and green part of the spring onion. Okay, the mushroom filling is ready and we can directly put it on the sandwich. I again repeat the brushing with olive oil as with the classical sandwich. I top the bread with mushrooms and I cover it with the second bread that I previously smeared with bechamel sauce. And again, I put some extra cheesy bechamel on the top. Okay, our sandwiches can go to the oven for about 10 minutes or until the bechamel sauce starts to get a bit of color. Croque Monsieur is a great combination of crispy bread with a creamy, cheesy bechamel sauce. And you can balance it with a fresh salad with vinaigrette. And for my toddler who doesn't eat salad yet, I simply cut up some cherry tomatoes, which he really likes. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to stay up to date with all my newest easy dinner ideas, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Bye!